Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for your great support always. I'm so grateful for your continued support to this channel. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Wonders shall never end in this world. You will not believe, as William Ruto's family has been exposed by the New York Times. As you're being told, that shock as New York Times exposes how Ruto, Mama Rachel, and their daughter Charlene make millions from exploited Kenyan maids in Saudi Arabia. Yani, huku Kenya, tukiwa na problem na George Ruto, akidisrupt na kuconfuse the matatu industry, huku Charlene Ruto, mama yake na Ruto himself, they are involved in the so-called exploitation Kenyan maids in Saudi Arabia. No wonder this issue of Alfred Mutua, the CS of Labor, advertising jobs in Saudi Arabia, jobs in Germany, jobs wherever. As we speak, Kenyans are starving. Kenyans are in problem. In these countries, they are being taken to. The New York Times exposed and saying the family Gulf labor abuse profits. And so the Ruto's family labor abuse profits have ignited outrage across Kenya following a damning New York Times probe.
George Ruto is harassing the matatu industry here in Kenya, and then now Mama Rachel and one of her daughters are being accused of benefiting from people suffering in the Gulf. The first family is not supposed to be involved in these businesses that directly negatively impact the Kenyan citizens. But now, according to New York Times, the first lady and one of her daughters, because it says the president's wife and the daughter, are benefiting from people going to Gulf and experiencing the worst working conditions. Now, this government has been accused of doing cheap labor trade. Now people actually know Kenya to be among the top countries providing very cheap labor, and this cheap labor also comes with protection from the government. So the government protects the employers who are now outsiders and live in the Gulf, and they don't care about the employees who are now Kenyans. Now, according to New York Times, there are these agencies that politicians have ventured in, like kutoka president aseme tutatuma watu 400,000 sijui waende outside country wafanye kazi. Now the politicians started kukua na hizi travel agencies, hizi za kutafutia watu kazi in the Gulf, ukikuja passport sijui visa sijui nini, those ones. Politicians wame venture into them fully. Now the companies are hizi agencies, majority of the shareholders ni Rachel Ruto, now the wife to the president, and the daughter. They have been accused. And then when the government is asked, mbona watu wanakuwa mistreated uko in the Gulf, they say it's because Kenyans don't know anything. They don't know Arabic. They don't know where the kitchen is. At some point, Alfred Mutua alikuwa amesema atakuwa na assimilation house. And anawaambia, so this is a kitchen. Do you imagine? People are being mistreated in the Gulf because they don't know how to run these appliances. And instead of the government dealing with that, inakuja kusema Wakenya ndio wako incompetent na washamba hawajui kuoperate hizi vitu. Are you even serious? And you want us to elect these people as a second term? Ini one term. Inayo the one term.
That has laid bare the administration deep entanglement in, of course, exploitative export scheme, shipping vulnerable women to Gulf states for grueling domestic work. The investigation, published Friday, details how President William Ruto's inner circle, including his wife, Rachel Ruto, and daughter Charlene, reaps financial gains from recruitment agencies and insurance outfits, profiting of the misery of thousands of rural Kenyan women dispatched to Saudi Arabia, the UAE, and Qatar. So what we are being told is that they are engaging themselves in this business. Ati sasa, Wakenya wakitoka hapa is like a company that is being controlled by these individuals. For example, in terms of insurance, and in terms of course, how these women are being exported from Kenya to several countries. These individuals know it very well. No wonder when Alfred Mutua, the CS of Labor, started advertising these jobs abroad, he has been not clear whether these jobs are already there. Now our people are just going and starting to work. I saw a certain picture yesterday during the night where some Kenyans are stranded in a certain country outside Africa. There's no food for them. They are being taken there. They have no knowledge of controlling some machines there. They are not trained. Wanachotwa tu na kumwaga huko nje. I told you here, the mission of Alfred Mutua together with government, exporting Kenyans to other countries in the name of export of labor. One day we are going to know the truth. Kumbe ni biashara ya watu fulani kwa hii serikali. Biashara ya familia. Biashara ya kimabavu ya kuumiza wa Kenya. But tunaambiwa, and they are busy lecturing us, they are creating job opportunities huko nje. I want to tell you Kenyans, it is so sad for the first time in this century, we are having a president that his family is involved in several issues here and there. I want us to go back to the Uhuru's governance. Even if his children walikuwa wanafanya biashara chini ya maji, but this for William Ruto is too much. Kama si George Ruto ya William Ruto anatu, hata magari zake yafuati rules towni na iwezi shikwa. Kishikwa inatolewa. Orders from the above. Kama si George Ruto, ni mama yake. Si mama yake, sister yake Charlene Ruto pia na mambo yake. I mean, we are tired. We are tired. And again, the same thing we are being told about the exploited Kenyans made in Saudi Arabia. That this family is involved. I'm shocked. I'm literally shocked. When look at other presidents, their families, yes, walikuwa wanafanya biashara chini ya maji. But for this, peupe, mchana, asubuhi, unaiona. Is this the government? We want to take our effort and again give them a second term. Then si hata majukuu, wajukuu wote watakuwa wanafanya biashara. Watakuwa wanafanya vile wanataka. In other words, this country belongs to them. And that is why I will continue saying, Kenyans be warned. Muache kubebwa kama mapera. Muache kubebwa kama nyanya. reason these individuals are just having a scheme of fooling us that they care about us. But in real sense, it is not true. I saw even some people claiming wakati walipelekwa huko ng'ambo ilibidi wajipange. Kwa sababu kazi zingine walikuwa wamepelekwa hakuna. Unaingia pale na kujipanga. Ni kama kubeba watu na kwenda kumwaga Indian Ocean. It means they will either come alive or dead. You've seen the stories of Saudi Arabia where our sisters and mothers, they're being butchered. Some wanaletwa wamekufa kwa jeneza, walienda wakiwa hai. It has been a story of the government to intervene on behalf of Kenyans. Why are people being exploited in Saudi and some part of, for example, like Lebanon? You saw several stories there. Israel, several stories. Yet the government has no mechanism or process of ensuring that Kenyans are not going to be exploited. And then when they're coming back, rather than coming back to build their country, they're coming back dead. The government has failed this because kumbe familia inafanya biashara hii ya kuexploit Kenyans in Saudi Arabia and some part of the world. When I saw this news, I was like, is this the governance we want? Where a family controls everything. And by the way, look at the story of Samia Suluhu. I told you here, these presidents in East Africa bloc, these are just birds of the same feathers. You've seen that after Samia Suluhu has been sworn in as the president, the second-term president, she has decided to give her son-in-law the Ministry of Health, if I'm not wrong. Then her daughter, the deputy minister. This has been happening also in Uganda, where nasikia Yoweri Museveni bibi yake sijui ni minister wa nini, kijana ya Yoweri Museveni is Chief Defense Forces of Uganda. The same thing happening in Rwanda. Whatever we are seeing is that when you get these positions, now you involve your family. Your family must benefit. Your family must get this. And that is why when I say that we have dictators in East African bloc, some individuals are saying that I'm so furious with these leaders. But I'm furious because, number one, they are dictators. They want their families to take control of our countries. We don't have any say. It is them and it is them. The same thing I'm seeing in Kenya. The same thing I'm seeing in Tanzania. The same thing I'm seeing in Uganda. The same thing I'm seeing in Rwanda. I don't know about other countries in East African bloc. But these notorious countries like Kenya, Tanzania, Uganda, Rwanda, kwani hatuna watu wa kuwa employed ama ku register these companies na wafanya wapate kazi. So I'm shocked when the New York Times exposed this. And by the way, let me tell you this. This trend will continue if we are not going to say no, enough is enough. By the way, even some projects and some tenders, they are doing that. Utapata kwamba wamefungua makampuni, wanafanya biashara. Kwa ajili gani? Hakuna chochote unaweza sema kwa sababu ni wakati wao wa kukula. Ndio maana mimi nasema wakati umefika ya kusema enough is enough. We are not going to be fooled by one family now taking this country as if it is their homestead. It is not. It is not. I know some individuals will feel bad, but this is the reality. It cannot be business as usual when our people are suffering outside the country, while a certain family in this country, they know it. Ladies and gentlemen, what do you think? Drop your opinion at the comment section below. Otherwise, thank you so much because of your great support. Please consider subscribing, liking, commenting, and sharing this video. Till we meet in another video.